Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Today is Sunday the 19th of April. Following on from yesterday's video, today's video is another question and answer session. I still have hundreds of questions to get through. I really appreciate everybody who has sent a question in. If I haven't got round to yours yet, it will be answered in a future video, I promise. I'm going to start the questions, so here they are. So first question, let's start with Rant Radio, and they ask, who would you prefer not to lose, Kane or Son? Now, personally, I wouldn't want to lose any of them. Both of them, I think, are exceptional players. Both of them, I think, that would get in most, if not all, of the Premier League teams in England. Most of the teams around Europe, they are exceptional footballers, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, and we have both of them. We are very, very lucky to have both of them. If I really had to choose between Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, if I was to dissect it, I think that the goals are guaranteed with Harry Kane. Son, I think, just brings so much to the club. He brings the fans all around the world, you know, certainly South Korea. So many fans are wearing the Son shirt with the number 7 on the back. You know, from a club's point of view, it must be absolutely fantastic because the amount of merchandise and the amount of things that we sell because of Heung-min Son is absolutely incredible. But he's an exceptional footballer. You know, Champions League football, every time we play Champions League football, Sonny's record in the Champions League goal-scoring record is absolutely amazing. And of course, when Harry Kane was out injured and is out injured, you know, Heung-min Son always comes in and does a fantastic job. But I don't know how to answer this. I really don't. Would I prefer to lose Harry Kane or Heung-min Son? I don't think I could actually choose. I really hope, as a Tottenham fan, both of them stay and win trophies at the club, because there is nothing I'd like more to see players like Sonny and Kane lifting trophies at Spurs. Next question is from Harrison. Do you think Jose Mourinho will bring in older talent or younger sensations? Obviously, Jose has been more successful with already made faces in the football industry. However, I'd like to see Sessegnon and Fernandez to get more playing time more often. In answer to that question, I think that Jose Mourinho will bring in older players this summer, I think, because of the money situation as well. Even before COVID-19 and the money situation, I thought that we would go for older, experienced players in the summer anyway. I didn't see, or I don't see, Tottenham spending big money this summer, even before COVID-19, because I think that Jose Mourinho likes to trust players, and he likes to rely on players who he knows that can do a job and in certain positions. And that is why I think that we are linked with the likes of Willian, Godin, you know, all of these older players who have been there and done it. Do I think, you know, personally, I don't think that's such a bad thing, because some of these players have been there and done it. Under Pochettino, we had a very, very young team. At one time, we had the youngest Premier League team in the Premier League. But Jose Mourinho bringing in experienced players, perhaps we do need that to just try and push us over that line and get us a trophy. And I know I'm very self-conscious now. I feel that every question I answer and every time I talk about Tottenham, I always include the word trophy, because I want to see Tottenham lifting trophies very, very soon. And experienced players, older talent, might just do that. A question here from Jenis, and they write, do we have 5 development players who could hold a run in the first team coming through, in addition to Tanganga, Skip and Parrott, as that is what we will need next year? In answer to your question, no, I don't think we do. A number of development players have gone out either on loan or permanent moves. You know, even Louis Binks, you know, the other week, I was very, very surprised that Tottenham let him go. Tashan Oakley-Booth in the January transfer window, we let him go. These are very talented players who you would have expected, as Tottenham fans, you know, I watched the development squad a lot. I would have expected players like that to come through into the first team at some point. And we've let them go. And it seems that since Jose Mourinho has come in, there has been a huge clear out. And of course, I do worry for the development squad, because John McDermott, who has done an absolutely fantastic job for about 15 years at the club, he is now leaving in the summer to go and join the Football Association. So, you know, who we get in to replace him, I have no idea. But that is a huge job there. You know, a fantastic job he's done. Brought players like Harry Kane, Ryan Mason, Harry Winks, Andros Townsend, all of these players through the system. So he has done a fantastic job. But if Jose Mourinho says the likes of Troy Parrott aren't ready, then there is absolutely no chance that any other development squad players will be coming through, certainly this season or even at the start of next. Alan Burrows asked, do you think Tottenham should have bought Paulo Dybala and Bruno Fernandes when available instead of who they did buy? I think they missed an opportunity. Do you agree? Alan, I couldn't agree with you more. Dybala would have just been an absolutely outstanding statement signing. It would have just been incredible. He's an incredible player, and of course he would have fitted in when Harry Kane or Heung-min Son weren't playing. He would have fitted in very well in our attacking options. But it was all down to the image rights. It was all down to the money. But Dybala apparently, you know, done a goodbye message. He was all set to join Tottenham. It just didn't work out, which is a huge shame. With Bruno Fernandes, hugely disappointing that Tottenham didn't sign Fernandes in the January transfer window. Of course, he went to Manchester United, playing at Manchester United at the moment, and he's making Man United tick again. He's making Man United get results and pushing up that league table just in the short period of time that he's been there. A fantastic footballer, one that I wish that Tottenham did sign, but Tottenham clearly didn't want to spend that sort of money again. Now, of course, we bought our record signing on Dybala, £65 million in the summer. It was going to cost that sort of money again, and clearly the board didn't want to invest that money at that time on a player like Fernandes, which I think is a huge shame. I think that he would have been absolutely fantastic for Tottenham. I know it's very easy to say that now because, you know, he's playing well for Manchester United, but you just saw his record and you just see the sort of player that he is. He's absolutely amazing. So I'm sure that he'll be a fantastic player for Man United. But Tottenham do need to show the intent of where we want to go, where, you know, where do we want to go? Do we want to be top four? Do we want to challenge for the Premier League? Because every time I see Tottenham sign a new player, I always think now, is he better than what we've got? And is he going to help Tottenham challenge for the Premier League? And with some of the signings that we've had recently, you do question that. You do question of where we're going. Are they going to help Tottenham even get in the top four? You know, they're good players, but you want to be signing exceptional players. And the players that you've mentioned, Dybala and Bruno Fernandes, these are exceptional game-changing players, and these are the sorts of players that we want to have at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But Jose Mourinho questioned how much money the club would be spending just a few weeks after he arrived and his appointment as Tottenham Hotspur head coach. A journalist said to him just a week or two after his appointment and said, what about signing Bruno Fernandes? And he said, no, Tottenham will not be spending 50-60 million pounds on a player. Well, why not? That's exactly what we should be doing, and that's exactly where we should be, because if Tottenham are going to constantly be challenging for the top four, we do need to spend the money. And that's why I always go back to Pochettino working miracles, because he didn't spend a penny in 518 days. Not only did he get us Champions League football for this season, last season, by finishing the top four, but he also got us to the Champions League final without spending that sort of money. A question here from Brandel Turner, and he writes, will Tottenham ever sell Harry Kane, and what's your real name? Brandel, will Tottenham ever sell Harry Kane? I hope not. I hope that he will be at the club, and he will be a one-man club for the rest of his career, and he will beat Alan Shearer's goal-scoring record in the Premier League of 260 goals. He's halfway through that already, so hopefully we will see the other half in the future. And what's my real name? My real name is Christopher Cowlin. I know this channel is called Tottenham Fan Chris Cowlin, but my real name is Christopher. This one's going to be short and sweet. Reza asks, Bruno or Jedson? Now, I think I've answered this already in the last question and answer. Bruno Fernandes every single time. You know, no disrespect to Jedson Fernandes, but Bruno Fernandes is just of a different class. A question here from John Pegram, all the way from Thailand. So, hi, John. Hope you're keeping well. What's your opinion regarding Gary Neville and Jamie Redknapp keep touting Harry Kane for Manchester United on Sky TV? His comments, Harry would fit in Manchester United perfectly. Where would he not fit in? Now, I think that every former Manchester United player would absolutely love and adore Harry Kane to go to Manchester United. Let's face it. If you were a fan of any other team, you would want Harry Kane in your team. 100%. Harry Kane would get in any Premier League team in England, if not any team around Europe. He is that good. He is a goal-scoring machine. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that the likes of Gary Neville and indeed Jamie Redknapp keep going on about Harry Kane leaving Tottenham. In my personal opinion, I think Harry Kane will give Tottenham one more full season to try and win a trophy, because, you know, I always put myself in the players' shoes and think, well, how would I feel about it? You know, players like Harry Kane, they need to win trophies. He's around all of his England teammates as England captain. You know, he talks to every single England player, and they are all winning trophies around him. So trophies are a very, very important thing of a footballer's career. So that is why I keep going on about trophies, because if you want to keep players like Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, Dele Alli, etc., you do need to win trophies. So I'm hoping that will come next season. A question here from Keith. Chris, do you even think with the current financial situation, do you think Jose Mourinho will get one or two players in? And if so, realistically, who do you think that we will get in? I do think that we will get one or two players in. We need to. It is a must. To get a striker in it should be number one on the priority list, to get a striker in and improve our defence. I don't think that Tottenham will spend that much money, if at all any, in this summer. I think that there are more than enough players that the club have probably identified that are free transfers, players who are running out of contract, who they would get very, very cheap or free of charge. And I think these will be experienced players as well, the type of players that Jose Mourinho would have probably worked with before, like Willian. I can see that happening. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Willian was in a Tottenham shirt next season. A question here from Ian S. And Ian asked, Chris, what did you make of the alleged comments made from Daniel Levy about limited funds available for the summer for Mourinho to spend? Doesn't sound encouraging. Even before COVID-19, this was said. Apparently, Daniel Levy had said that limited or no funds would be available in the summer. Mourinho has to work with what he's got. It doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It really doesn't. You know, like I've said 100 times, Pochettino didn't spend a penny in over 500 days. What makes us all feel that because Mourinho has come in, that we are going to now go out and splash the cash and spend hundreds of millions of pounds on players? It proves it in the January transfer window. Bruno Fernandes coming into Manchester United and not to Tottenham. We got Jedson Fernandes instead. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever, and it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't spend anything in the summer. A question here from The Life of Tyler TV, and they ask, do you miss filming all of the goals back in the day? Now, a couple of years ago, I used to put on YouTube some of the clips of the goals from where I used to sit. I used to be very lucky in, as soon as Tottenham were on the attack, I would just press record, aim it towards the goal, and used to catch some of the goals going in. And then, of course, YouTube put a stop to any vlogger or any person with a YouTube channel putting any Premier League clips, including the goals, up. So I've had to stop all of that. But Now, I really enjoy talking to all of the fans before and after the game, particularly when we win after the match, and really do enjoy talking to all of the legends as well. So let me take this opportunity to thank everybody who does come on my channel on a regular basis, all of the fans, all of the legends. I do have a lot of fun watching Tottenham, and it just makes a huge difference when we do get the 3 points and we do win matches. A question and a point from Carlton Small, which was written on yesterday's video. Carlton writes, I like your videos, but this is slightly deluded. I don't support Tottenham for the sake of the board lining their pockets with top four money. I want a manager who can get top four and a domestic cup. Poch was great and I appreciate what he did, but we must move on to better. Carlton, I couldn't agree more. Have all Tottenham fans become very acceptable for Tottenham finishing top four every season? Of course, we all want Champions League football. It is where all of the top teams are. And the feeling of being in that Champions League final on the 1st of June was absolutely incredible. One I want to feel again, and one where Tottenham do actually go and win the final and win the Champions League. But to get top four and win a cup, I think we need more investment. I think we just need more investment. I really do. This is what pains me, to think that what Pochettino perhaps could have achieved at the club had he had the money to spend. Because when you guide a team to a Champions League final and top four finishes consistently without spending a great deal of money, think what the manager could have done if he spent big and spent the money that the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool, lots of other teams spend a lot more money than us. So, think of where he could be at. But when you bring a manager like Jose Mourinho in, of course, all of us have got high expectations. We all expect now we're going to get our top four finishes as normal because we're so used to it under Pochettino. And then, Mourinho takes all these cup competitions really seriously. If we're in the Europa League next season, we'd all expect to win it. If we're in the FA Cup and League Cup next season, we'll all expect to win it, because Jose Mourinho is this serial winner. He's been there, he's done it, he's won every single cup in the land, and we are all expecting it. Are we putting huge expectation onto the new manager? We probably are, including myself. But in answer to your point, I want a manager who can get top four and a domestic cup. Who doesn't? We all want that. We all want to win a cup, and we all want top four. But look at this season. Mourinho came in November, and all of a sudden we are under threat of not getting our top four place. We might not even have Champions League football next season. We might not even spend any money in the summer. So what happens next season will be very interesting. A question here from Oliver Hunt, and Oliver says, if I was the manager, I would only get in defenders this window. It's our priority to get in fullbacks and maybe a centre-back replacement for Jan Vertonghen. What are your thoughts? I think Jan Vertonghen will be a huge miss when he leaves Tottenham in the summer, and another hole that Tottenham will need to fill, another replacement that Tottenham will need to find. But ultimately, I think that Tottenham do need a backup striker as well. I felt that we needed one for the last couple of seasons. This season, we have really missed a backup striker. Of course, you let Llorente go. We didn't replace him with anyone. When you've got the likes of Harry Kane and Heung-min Son out, you do need a backup striker. But defensively, we have really struggled this season under both Pochettino and Mourinho. Yes, I think that that is a key area where Mourinho does really need to improve. And let's face it, wherever Mourinho has gone, he's had very good defensive records. He has won trophies wherever he's gone because his defence have been excellent. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you agree with what I've said? Do you disagree with what I've said? I do read every single comment that is written on this channel and really do appreciate your input as well, which is fantastic. So thank you very much for doing that. If you don't subscribe to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Stay safe and well. I'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Spurs.